she was cheating with Easy the Block. They had matching outfits. Come on, son. Come on, son. You always have to be mindful of the child. How is this going to affect the child? Because when no one tells people, especially when no one tells women, is that having a child has nothing to do with you. Having a child has everything to do with the child. Every breath you breathe is about that child. That child didn't ask to be here. So they owe you nothing. You owe them everything. No one tells people this. No one tells people this. The way I was raised is a red flag. Yes. 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 It can be that way. It can be that way. You cannot demonstrate what you've never had exemplified to you. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty much at that, like, if you've never seen it, if it was never exemplified to you, you're pretty much imitating a figment of your imagination, or what you've seen on TV and in the movies and whatnot, or what you've heard. But if it's never been exemplified to you, you're building the plane as you fly, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Most people who've never had it, they always want it, but they're not built for it. And that's where it becomes that's where not having it exemplified to you, not growing up in that life, in that household, in that lifestyle, is in and of itself a red flag. Because yes, you want it, and you're going to put your best foot forward, and you're going to try at it, but it's going to crumble at some point. Your true color is going to show at some point. You're going to fall up. You're going to fold at some point, because you're just not built that way. Papoose was built that way. She wasn't. To see her come up like that and then try to build something, you know what I'm saying? Try to build on what was never exemplified to her, because it's a pure desire within her heart. It's noble. Yes, it's noble, but eventually she's going to fold, and she's going to go back, not to what's comfortable, but she's going to go back to what's familiar. She's going to go back to what's familiar. He mentioned that how cringy it was to watch him pedestalize her so much and worship her so much. You know, from my perspective, I'm like, why is it cringy though? When I try to gauge the longevity of a couple, the first thing I look at is their background, how they were brought up, how they were raised, their life experiences, and especially their life traumas. You know what I mean? Because we're an amalgam of our experiences and our environment. You take your experiences, your past experiences, and you take your environment, and that's what makes you, right? And so, you know, Remy was talking about Papoose's background, and she visited his family, and, you know, they got pictures on the wall. They've been together 30, 40, the parents been together 30, 40 years, and so on and so forth. And they had so much structure and so much household, and it was all love and da 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 da. She was like, wow, that's something I've never seen before. Red flag, red flag. No, men do things for a reason. Women may do things for no reason, but when a woman is petty, she's doing it for a reason. When having a child, this is why it's so important to be leery of dating single mothers. And hear me out, all right? Hear me out. One thing about having a child with someone is a spiritual marriage. Whether you like to believe it or not, whether you want to deny it or not, it's very much a spiritual marriage. For you to be in that child's life, whether you custodial or not, you have to interact with that other parent to some level, to some degree. You know what I'm saying? You have to, or if not interact, you still have to keep in contact with them. You know what I mean? When you look at the child, you see semblances of that other parent. You know what I mean? It's always a connection there. It's always going to be a connection there. You know? So even if you don't speak to that other parent for however long, the connection is still there because of the child. So it's very much a spiritual marriage. So I don't give credence and respect to people trying to act like trying to play the stepmother or stepfather role and act like the other parent don't exist, or when the parent act like the other parent don't exist. Like, come on, get out of here, you fooling yourself. You know what I mean?